Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? If yes, please type into the chat box so that I can get a confirmation. Yeah, so I see the messages from everyone, and maybe it's audible to everyone. Yeah, okay. So if you have any questions regarding the stream, you can ask them directly into the chat box. Okay, so let's start. Yeah, good afternoon, and my name is Simar Preet Singh, and today I will talk about the topic actions on Google. So yeah, let's first introduce myself. I am Simar Preet Singh, JavaScript developer, and I have expertise in JavaScript, Angular, Ionic, SAS, and Java, MongoDB, Node.js, Android, Kotlin, and Firebase. All are these logos, so you might be knowing them or you might not be. So I was just trying to save the space. So I have been working as JavaScript developer since past 2 years, and I have passed out from Sant Bhabhag Singh Institute of Engineering and Technology itself, and I have been working as JavaScript developer since past 2 years. And so today's topic is action on Google. In simple language, these are getting the functionality of Google Assistant into some application. Like, just take an example. If we consider internet as a platform, and then website is what runs on the internet, and if we consider Android as a platform, then apps are what run on Android. Or if we can take smartphone as a platform, then apps are for smartphones. Similarly, Google Assistant is a platform, and actions on Google is something like app that runs on Google Assistant. Okay, so yeah, okay, so let's continue. If you have example, if you can take example of actions on Google, you can just say, hey Google, talk to Akinator, or okay Google, talk to Thalassemia Infobot. So these are just examples of Google Assistant uh, that will take you to the next level. Like, these are apps based on Google Assistant. If you open Google Assistant and say, hey Google, talk to Akinator, it will launch a different app or app inside Google Assistant, and will let you talk to some chatbot that will have its own features, not related to Google Assistant, but something like it. So the Akinator, what Akinator do is it will tell you to think of some character, some movie character, or some fictional character, or some real life character like your brother, your sister, and it will ask you questions, and then he will predict what are you thinking about. And the next example, it's for OK Google, talk to Thalassemia Infobot. Actually, it was developed by me, and it will tell about all the information regarding a disease called thalassemia. So I have published it in two languages, in Hindi and in English. So in Hindi, it's called uh, Hey Google, थैलासीमिया शिक्षक से बात करें, and then it will open the Hindi version of Thalassemia Infobot. So for that you might have to configure the Google Assistant for Hindi language also, which is in beta right now in India. So it will be pretty confusing, but you can type on Google and check how to enable Hindi language in your Google Assistant. So let's continue. Let's try to build your own action or your own chatbot and publish it on Google Assistant. So for that, we have to go to console.actions.google.com. So a short note uh, before starting this. So this is basically practical workshop. It's better if you can do side by side what I am doing on my screen, and it so that you can get a better understanding. But if you are not having your laptop uh, or your computer with you right now, then there is no issue. This video will still be live on YouTube for rest of the lifetime. If you want to view it later, uh, you can just replay the video and follow the steps and get your action live. So what I will do is I will get out of the presentation and we'll go here. We'll open a new window. Yeah. So console dot actions dot google dot com. This is the address. Yeah, okay, so if you have any question, you can type into the chat box. I will look at the chat box time to time. Yeah, good afternoon to everyone, those who have typed in. Yeah, so you have to log in with your Google account here. So this is a test account that I have created because the new accounts, in the new accounts, you have to do some additional settings. So I am just typing this test account, which is basically new. Okay, so after logging in, you will see this kind of screen. So this chatbot does not require any programming language. It is very simple and basic steps which are to be followed uh, point to point. And this is a basic type of chat box which will detect the sentences spoken by the user through natural language processing and will reply according to that. So all the test cases will be developed by us, and the response will be given by us, and the chatbot will do its work automatically. So if you have reached the screen, you can just click on new project and just click on yes, because the terms of service you have to accept. If you click on no, you will not be able to continue. You click on yes and then agree and continue. So what is the project name? Basically I prefer uh, using like you, if you want to create your resume, or the projects you can create is like details about your resume, details about some disease like I did in thalassemia infobot, or details about some institution like some Prabhat Singh University, or details about some person or some place. So the Akinator example was little much advanced because it was using programming language behind it. So this uh, thing that we will create will be very simple. So what I will do is I will create my resume as a chatbot that will tell everyone who Simar Preet Singh is. So what I will do is I will type Simar's resume. Okay, and the language will be English. You can develop your chatbot in whatever language you want. You can basically search here Hindi. Hindi is also available, but Punjabi is not available because they are still developing things. So you will be developing in English basically for start. And country, you can select your country, whichever country you are in. I will be typing India. Okay, then click on create project. So you will get this screen. Welcome to new project. Get start building by choosing a development experience. So what kind of development experience you want? Like games, smart home, kids and family. So these are all the options available, but we will go to more options and conversational because we want our chatbot to converse with someone who will be using it. Okay, Shalu Joshi have joined from LPU. So basically, I learned this thing from LPU. They are having DSCs in LPU, which is very great option for them. The DSC is Developer Student Club, which is backed by Google itself. So I learned it from them. I attended a workshop there by GDG Jalandhar. So LPU people might be knowing what I am talking about. Okay, so quick setup. You will get on this screen, which is quick setup. So in the quick setup, it will first ask you how your action is invoked, like how your app will be invoked. If I say, "Hey Google, talk to thalassemia infobot," that is the invocation. I am calling my action, like "Hey Google, मेरा action चला दो." If हिंदी में बोलेंगे तो हम उसका नाम लेके उसको बुलाएंगे. तो that is the main thing, how the action is invoked. So click on that. I will be creating my resume. So if I want to call my resume, then it will be like, "Hey Google, talk to Simar Preet's resume." It will be like Simar Preet's resume. Okay. So if you are creating your resume, like if your name is Ram, you can say, "Hey Google, talk to Ram's resume." So you can also listen to the
Simar
pronunciation.
Preet's resume. Simar Preet's resume.
So that's what the people will say, like, "Hey Google, talk to," then this phrase that's written in the text box. After that, you can just save, and below that, here is the Google Assistant voice. That what voice do you prefer? So I prefer the female version, basically, because no one wants to hear to a male version actually. Jokes apart. So when we are saved, we can dismiss this message. Then we'll go to actions. Build your first action. So get started. So while building the actions, there will be several terms like intent and agent. So what the intent and agents are, I will talk about it later. So just click on custom intent. Uh, Please leave the rest of ones. You can try the rest of one later because they are a little complex things. Like home automation is for Google Home that you are having. If you are having it at home, you can turn on the light, you can turn off the light. So just click on custom intent for now, and we will customize our intent and build a new one. Log in with your account. So it has sent a verification code on my device. Yeah, sent. Okay, so allow everything. It will take you to dialog flow. So the dialog flow is basically what we'll be needing to detect the dialogues that the user will speak. So my country is India. I will choose India. If you want to get news and feedback for testing, you can just click on it. I don't want news, I don't want any feedback or testing, but I have to agree to terms of services, so that I can click accept. If you click on these news and feedback of testing, you will be getting a lot of emails from them. Uh, I don't want that in my inbox right now, so I am not clicking that. Sign in with Google. Yeah. So this is what a new agent screen looks like. Sorry. So an agent is something that we create in Dialogflow. So our action will be connected to an agent. An agent is what will handle everything, what will detect the things spoken by the user, and what will give replies to the user. So that's an agent. So we have to name it. So I will name it like, you can name it anything. Simars. I have named it like this. Language is English, and default time zone is Asia. You can select it if you have India here. I don't know. Yeah, not having that here. So let it be Asia Almaty. Create. So it will take some time to save the agent. Sorry. So let's continue with the creation of agent. So agent is created. This is the agent name, and let's dismiss this message. This message is saying Dialogflow v1 API shutdown has been postponed to May 31st. So we don't have to deal with this. Just dismiss that. And after the creation of agent, you will be taken to the intent part. So on the intent, you will see default welcome intent and default fallback intent. In the welcome intent, it will be having some welcome messages. Like if a user says hello, hi, or says something like that, he will be having the answer, hi, how are you doing? Hello, how can I help you? Good day, what can I do for you? So these are just sample intents. So just leave that, and we'll create a new intent. just create a new intent and name it as introduction. Okay, so then go to contexts. uh, okay, leave that. In the training phrase, add some training phrases. So training phrase basically refer to the phrase that the user will speak and what have to be detected by the chatbot using NLP, and that's natural language processing. So it's based on AI and everything. What will we add here is who is Simar. Okay, you can add multiple training phrases. Who is Simar, and introduce Simar, and introduce yourself, and we can introduction. Okay, so it will tell the chatbot what to reply if user asks introduction, introduce yourself, introduce Simar, who is Simar, who is Simar Preet Singh. Okay, so these are the training phrases that will be directed by the chatbot. Okay, after that you have to go to the responses field and add some responses. So if we are working with Google Assistant, let's just go to this Google Assistant tab and then click on add response, simple response. Okay, go to Google Assistant tab, then click on add response, then click on simple response. So in the simple response, what I will be doing is I will add my introduction here. Simar Preet Singh is okay, done. So Simar Preet Singh is a JavaScript developer who loves to code and create new things. I have written it in there. And you, if you add multiple responses, then the chatbot will give random replies. Like sometime it will say this thing, or sometime it will say I have differentiated in this way. So after you have added this response thing, you can add multiple responses because it can give random replies, and you can add multiple phrases because you can think of anything that user can ask. Like user can ask the chatbot to introduce to who is Simar Preet Singh. User can say introduction, like that. So I will save this. Okay, done. And then you will see intent saved. Okay, agent is training, agent training completed here. Okay, so there is an option to see how it works on Google Assistant. Click on that option. It will open a simulator, Google Assistant simulator. Okay, just allow. Okay, so we have here. So I will click on talk to Simar Preet's resume. Okay,
Let's get the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Hello, how can I help you?
so I have to give the input by keyboard. Okay, here is a keyboard option. Or we can type in here, or we can just press the mic button to give voice input. So what I will say do is I will try to use my mic. Let's see if it works. Who is Simar?
Simar Preet Singh is a full-stack developer. He loves to code and learn new things.
So this is the response that I get. Or if I say introduce.
Simar Preet Singh is a full-stack developer. He loves to code and learn new things.
Okay, if I say something else like introduction.
Simar Preet Singh is a JavaScript developer who loves to code and create new things.
So in the right side you can see all the responses. Like if I said talk to Simar Preet's resume, then it will say let's get the test version of Simar Preet's resume. Hello, how can I help? So this thing is from the default welcome intent. So then the question was who is Simar? He gave the reply, this thing, and then I said introduce. Then the reply was this. Then I said introduction. So the reply got changed. So it's all random because I added two responses in the response phase, and so the replies are random. If I add only one response, then the reply will be fixed. So let's add some more intents. Uh, are you sure you want to? Okay, cancel it and save it first. When the intent is saved, click on OK and then go to intents, create a new intent. So I will say what are his qualifications, or just qualifications, or education, how educated is Simar. Okay, so you can just think of as many as sentences that a user can ask. So basically user can ask what are his qualifications, or just qualifications, or just education, or what has he studied, right? Okay, then leave the actions and parameters. That is some advanced topic. You can work on it yourself, read some documentations, and don't forget to write the intent name. The intent name is qualifications. I will write that in the intent name. And then you have to provide answers. You go to Google Assistant, add response, add simple response. Simarpreet Singh has done yeah. So this is the sentence that I want uh, the user to get in the reply. If he asks what has he studied, how educated is Simar, and what are his qualifications. So Yeah, this will be I will keep it more short. Is bachelor of technology in, so I don't know if it makes sense, but let's just save it. Once you have done saving, you have to reopen, once that agent training is complete, you have to reopen this Google Assistant. And I will try speaking this because this is an Indian name, so the Google Assistant might not be knowing it. I will try to speak this thing instead of clicking on here. Talk to Simar Preet's resume. I don't think it will work. So if I am just taking this as an example because my name is pretty complex for Google to remember or to detect. The NLP is not that strong that it will detect the Indian names. So just click on it.
Let's get the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Hi, how are you doing?
Okay. Then I will say, who is Simar?
Simar Preet Singh is a JavaScript developer who loves to code and create new things.
Okay. Then I will ask, what are his qualifications?
Simar Preet Singh is Bachelor's of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering.
Okay. So that's how the Google Assistant will reply to all the conversations that we have defined in the intents. And if I go to intent, you have noticed that if I click on cancel, just if I click on this talk to Simar Preet's resume,
Let's get the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Greetings. How can I assist?
these are the random replies that he is giving on the welcome intent. Greetings, how can I assist? So if you want to change that, you can just go to default welcome intent, and in the response, this was the reply that he has given. You can add your own things also. When you save that, intent saved, agent completed training, agent training completed. Hmm. In the simulator, so it will be hidden trial method because there are 5 random responses. I don't know if it will give this response earlier or not, but let's try.
Let's get the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Hello, how can I help you?
So it didn't give that response. I will click on cancel and again.
Here's the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Greetings.
Greetings. How can I assist?
So this was also not expected.
Let's get the test version of Simar Preet's.
Again the greetings. I don't want the greetings. I want namaste.
Getting the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Namaste. How can I assist?
So you see that all the responses in the default welcome intent are random. So it's same thing with this the training phrase. Uh, if I click on this and say hi,
Hello, how can I help you?
so these are the responses he is giving on hi, hello, hi there, howdy, howdy.
Hello, how can I help you?
So okay, so if you want to edit these things, you can just go to default welcome intent and edit it yourself. You can just delete all the other intents and present it with your own and just save. and just go to Google Assistant and it will be there live. Okay, so now let's add some few more features to it, and I will tell you how to test it on real device on your Android phone. Okay, so what I will do is go to intent, create have created introduction and qualification. So if you are taking some other topic, like if you are creating your own resume, you can add your own responses. If you are creating it about some institution, or you can create a chatbot for your businesses, uh, like if you are having a shop that is selling groceries, you can uh, create a chatbot for your grocery store also, and tell people about that they can find it on Google Assistant, like hello Google, talk to this grocery store. You can get that chatbot there. It's basically what you can think about, you can develop. You can also add programming languages to it. I will tell you how to do that. You might have seen that if you message Akshay Kumar on Facebook, the replies that you get is based on chatbot. It's from the dialog flow itself. So the Akshay Kumar's chat on Facebook is also developed in dialog flow. So I will create experience and save, and training phases will be, I don't know how to ask this question, so I am adding random questions here. Just remember that the questions are not uh, case sensitive, like the capital letters and small letters does not matter in there. So what is the experience of Simar Preet Singh? What is the, how much experience? Let's keep it short. Okay, I will just add 3 training phrases. You can add many more. And I will add a reply in Google Assistant, add response, add simple response. Okay, now in simple response I will add a reply. I can add as many technologies as I want, but the list is so long. Okay, so these are all the technologies I added, and click on save. I have the training phrases here, I have the responses here. Okay, now let's just test it and add some more features in it later. So we'll be adding hints and lists like that. Okay, let's just click on talk to Simar Preet's resume.
Getting the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Good day. What can I do for you today?
Okay. I will type in the question directly right now. Okay, so this question is what I have not added in the training phase, right? I have added how much experience Simmer holds. I have not added how much experience, how much is Simmer's experience. That's just this. Okay, so what the NLP do is it will process this phrase and will get a nearly match for it in our training phrases. What like the number of words that match, it will check all the training phrases in all our intents, and will give the nearest match to it, nearest matched reply to it. Okay, so I will click on enter.
Simar Preet Singh is a JavaScript developer who loves to code and create new things.
I think this went wrong. Okay,
Simar Preet Singh is a JavaScript developer who loves to code and create new things.
okay, so experienced, he is checking the word experienced. I will, so it's not yes, Ajay Kumar Dogra, it's not one-to-one matching, it's basically one-to-one matching. Like when you add something in your intent, uh, okay, so you are talking about if experience is matched to this first one, or how much experience is matched to second one. No, it's not like that. If you say this thing, it can match to even match to first, or match to second, or match to third. So it's random. Each of the training phase is matched to each of the response phrase. So if you say something from these phrases, you can get any random reply from these simple responses. It's not one-to-one matching. Okay, so what I will add is experienced and save, and I will let the training complete. Okay, training has completed, and I will go to Google Assistant.
Let's get the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Greetings. How can I assist? He is having a work experience of 2 years in various technologies like Java, JavaScript, Node.js, MongoDB, SAS, Android and Angular.
Okay, if I speak it in the mouth, in the mic.
One more time?
Okay, this is also a feature. If I say something wrong, like some gibberish,
One more time?
it will say one more time. It will ask you to repeat the sentence one more time, because he didn't understand what you were saying. How much experience does Simarpreet hold?
He is having a work experience of 2 years in various technologies like Java, JavaScript, Node.js, MongoDB, SAS, Android and Angular.
Okay, so this was not in my training phrases. How much experience does Simarpreet hold? Was it there? It was Simar holds. Simar and holds. Okay, no entity matches right there. Yeah. So I said Simarpreet holds. So if you say my full name there, you will also get the same reply. How much experience does Simar Preet Singh holds?
He is having a work experience of 2 years in various technologies like Java, JavaScript, Node.js, MongoDB, SAS, Android and Angular.
So no matter until you are having most of the words matched in your training phrase, you are getting the same reply here. If you miss some of the words, then you can get any random reply, because this is just basic chatbot. If you want to develop an advanced AI based chatbot, then you have to use some programming languages like TensorFlow and other things. So the dialog flow is basically based on the TensorFlow, but it's just for dialogues, not for images, image processing and video processing. The TensorFlow is very vast library. You can program your own chatbot with that. So this was one more example of how to develop replies for text based training phrases. So now what I will do is I will add some more features here, like providing hints to the user, because if user open a chatbot, okay, then he don't know what the chatbot is about, what feature it holds. So you have to display some suggestions that what user can ask your chatbot. So how we will do that? If I get to default welcome intent, it's the intent which is launched by default when the user initiates the conversation. So I will switch to phone. So this is my phone, and I will just try to enlarge the screen if possible. Yeah, okay, so this is my phone. Okay, and I click on cross. Okay, it's already exited. Then yeah, you have to get some suggestions there. What I will do is we have to go to responses, and to add response we have welcome. In the default welcome intent, the training phrases, the response phrases are added in the default section, not in the Google Assistant. So just leave them like this. We just go to Google Assistant to add some more features. Add response, suggestion chips. So these are basically suggestion chips. So in the suggestion chips we will add some training phrases that we have added in other intents, like introduction. It's a training phrase of introduction intent. Then experience, it's also a training phrase of experience intent. And then qualification, it's also a training phrase of qualification intent. So when I have added 3 suggestion chips, these are all linked to 3 different intents, and I will click on save. Okay, default intent because valid message and EN fields. Just turn on this thing and click on save. Yeah, so this was basically because we haven't added simple response here, because on the Google Assistant tab you have to add a simple response also to make it work. So if you don't want to add a simple response, but you have added you are having a default responses in text responses, then just click on this turn this thing on, and it will pick up your default response also as a simple response. So in the suggestion chips we have added 3 suggestion chips. Let's see how it works. So in the simulator there is an option to choose different devices like phone. Speaker is like Google Home. uh, if you have seen it on internet or in personal, if you are having that, I don't know. But let's just switch to phone and talk to Simar Preet's resume.
Let's get the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Greetings. How can I assist?
So you can see uh, it says greetings, how can I assist? And in the suggestions, you get at bottom three different suggestion chips: introduction, experience, or qualification. So you can touch any of it just by clicking it, and you will,
Simar Preet Singh is a JavaScript developer who loves to code and create new things.
okay, you are getting the response from the introduction intent. And if I want to go back to the welcome intent, I will just say hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
It will again have some chips at the bottom because we just added to default welcome intent. I click on qualifications.
Simar Preet Singh is Bachelor's of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering.
So we can do this same thing, the suggestion chip thing, to all our intents. Like on the introduction, in the response section, we go to Google Assistant and add response. We can add suggestion chips, add a suggestion. Like after introduction, after the user have viewed the introduction, we will we will want the user to go to some other page. Instead of introduction, I am having qualification and experience. So why not add qualification here, and why not add experience here? Okay, so just delete the last one and save. And same, while I am on qualification, I want the user to have a hint that there is also an experience page, right? So it will just display one suggestion chip, that is experience. Intent saved, training started, training complete, and then go to Google Assistant. If we not add replies, then what? Then they what reply us? Okay, if you do not add any reply, then you will not get any reply. The it's basically logic. You have to add a reply. You have to add a reply. Don't just click on this if you have not added a reply here. You have to add a reply either in default tag, in default tab, or in the Google Assistant tab. So I do not prefer to add the replies here because we are working with Google Assistant. So just work with the Google Assistant tab. But the default welcome intent, it is already having some replies in default tab. So I don't want to mess things up, so I don't uh, delete them, and I just go to this thing and turn on this use response from the default tab as the first response, because the first response is always a simple response. Okay, so if you don't want to add any simple response here, you have to add it in the default tab. You have to add some text response. It's not what something that you can leave. Okay. So that's just test.
Here's the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Hello. How can I help you?
I will click on introduction.
Simar Preet Singh is a JavaScript developer who loves to code and create new things.
Okay, then you will get two suggestion chips, qualification and experience. If I click on qualifications,
Simar Preet Singh is Bachelor's of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering.
and if then I get one more chip, experience.
He is having a work experience of 2 years in various technologies like Java, JavaScript, Node.js, MongoDB, SAS, Android and Angular.
Okay, so this was what is a function of suggestion chips. Now let's add few more things. I will create a new intent. I will name it as projects. So here we will add a list of projects that I have worked on, or you can if you have given some lectures, like I am giving this online workshop, I can also add there. If you have written some research papers, you can add there links to that and everything else. So training phase, let it be list of projects he has worked on. What some of his projects, and one simple keyword also, that is projects. Okay, so just save that, and then we have to add some responses. Add response. Simple response is always compulsory. Okay, if you do not add simple response, then it will give some error in the bottom. Like if I delete that and add some let's say list, so in the list you have to add a title. Okay, projects, I have added a title projects, and these are all optional fields. The only required fields are the option key. Okay, in the image URL, so you have if you want to add some image, you can add a URL here, like let's go to rallyest.com. This is one of the projects that I worked on. Copy image address. Okay, add image URL, enter item image accessibility text. And in the item title key, enter item title. Okay, so rallyest app. So basically this was the image URL, if you add an image URL and the image is not found by the uh, assistant list, then this is the accessibility text. Instead of image, that this text will be displayed if the image is not found on the internet. Okay, so after that, this is the title of the image of the list item, and this is the description. It is something that I am putting about the project, so I just add a link. You can open it and view the description. This link will be open on your device. And option key, you just enter 0 1 2 3, just like arrays. uh, Option synonyms, just leave it like this. Or if I do not add any image URL, I just have to add a title, which is I worked on one more site, that is mom IVF. Okay, this was a website created by me, so I have to add a description there. mm, okay, and in the option key, just like arrays, just add 1 2 3. These option keys are basically uh, an advanced topic that deals with the programming languages and responses, and that requests that we make to server. So these are required only when we are making request and response to server. So if it's required, just put it 0 1 2 3 in there. So if we save that, it gives error. I told you, because I don't have any simple response. So let's just add a simple response. A text response is always required. Here are some here are some projects. Just let it be. Save. It will save and the training will start. So in the list, I have added the list title projects. You can add a subtitle also. uh, Here are some of the projects, and then there is an image URL. And if you add image URL, you have to add a image accessibility text. The accessibility text is some text that is displayed when the image URL is not found by the assistant. The image is not found at the given URL, so it will display this Radiest app, or I will say Radiest logo. Yeah, so the title, it's Radiest app. Then it's I have just given it given a URL in the description. Then this key is like 0 1 2 3 4 5. You can add a unique key here. And after that, I have added one more item in the list. I have not added any image URL. If I added some URL, then I have to add accessibility text also, but let's not add an image URL. And this is Mom IVF Center website, and I have given in the description, Mom IVF Center is an introductory site created by me. So let's just save it, and go to assistant. Okay, the training is complete now, so again open it. We have to complete the training first. So let's click on phone. because generally everyone uses a phone, and invoke that.
Let's get the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Greetings. How can I assist?
Okay, so I will use my mic. Projects.
Here are some projects.
So you can see if I hover over this, I get an accessibility text written over here, and this is a description. Because this is a simulator, this is not viewing it correctly, but if you can look it into the phone, it will be very nice. Okay, so here are some projects. This is the list title of the project, title of the list. Here is the first item, released app, and this is the image. This is the description, and this is the second item. I have not added any image, so this is the description here. Is an introductory site created by me. So that's what it look like. The list, we can add a list in the chatbot. Okay, and there are several different options also instead of list. Let's just explore them also. If you add a list, you are not able to add basic card, carousel card, or anything else. So I am deleting this list. I am adding a basic card. In this basic card, I can add a web links. Like if I click on that link, I will be navigated to that website. So in the image URL, I will again go to rallyest.com. I will copy the image URL, copy image address, and enter image URL. Accessibility text is okay. Enter title. It's Rallyest app. Let's make it logo. Okay, in the subtitle, subtitle is something Rallyest app is a social media app. So it's like some short description, and for full description I am typing it here. Social media app for treatment programs based in USA, and web link, or I can just copy it from here, Control C and Control V, paste. Was that a web link? Web link title. Okay, go to Rallyest. It's a title for the website link. Enter web link here and save. Similarly, I can add a new. So basic card can be added only once. Okay, if you add a basic card, you cannot add any other basic card. So just training complete and open the assistant. So I will be just finishing it up in about 15 to 20 minutes. If you have any questions, you can ask in the chat box. I will be seeing time to time. Okay, in the phone, I will just invoke that.
Let's get the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Greetings. How can I assist?
what are some of the projects?
Here are some projects.
Okay, so you can see this is a basic card. It says Reliast app, private social media app. uh, it displays a logo also, and here is a typo that I noticed. Reliast is a private social media app for treatment program based in US. You can click on go to Reliast and it will take you to the website. Okay, great. So you can add carousel card also. uh, Using carousel card you can add like multiple cards. Image link, copy image address, accessibility text. Like if I want to add multiple projects, then basic card is not an option. So I will be adding carousel card. It will let me add multiple projects in the list. The list basically was not having a web link. So because if you are publishing research papers, then you want to add your research papers in the resume. uh, so you might want to add your links to the research papers that are published online. So this carousel card will be the best option. I don't think it also have a web link, right? No, it's also not having a web link. Hmm. So basic card is the only option which is having a web link. So let's just see how the carousel card looks. Okay. Uh, some subtitle, item title. Reliest app, item description. Okay, you have to add an option key just like list. So add 0, add a carousel card. I don't want to add an image. I just want to add title, subtitle, introductory, item title, mom, and description. It is introductory website. Just like that I will add here. Okay, so save that. Intent data is invalid. Why is that? Okay, I had not added an option key here, 1, so save that. Okay, intent saved. Relaunch. So phone, invocate that.
Getting the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Hello. How can I help you?
So so after that, uh, I will say projects.
Sorry, Simar Preet's resume isn't responding right now. Please try again soon.
What happened to my
Getting the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Hello. How can I help you?
projects?
Sorry, Simar Preet's resume isn't responding right now. Please try again soon.
So basically, I think there is some error. Just see the errors here. Okay, maybe due to this carousel card, there is some error in the intent projects, because I think other intents might be working fine.
Here's the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Hello. How can I help you?
Experience.
He is having a work experience of 2 years in various technologies like Java, JavaScript, Node.js, MongoDB, SAS, Android and Angular.
Yes. So the other intents are working fine. Projects.
Sorry, Simar Preet's resume isn't responding right now. Please try again soon.
It stopped responding when I add a carousel card. I don't know why. It may be some technical issue. Just try with one. Number of carousel card item doesn't meet a requirement. Okay, so it says a carousel card must be 2. Add another carousel card. Sorry for the delay. Sometimes this kind of errors occur. Item title. Okay. Okay. So if I click on save, okay, let's enter key, save. Intent saved. Training complete. I'm switching it to phone, and
Let's get the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Hi. How are you doing?
projects.
Sorry, Simar Preet's resume isn't responding right now. Please try again soon.
I think it's some problem with this carousel cards. Uh, I don't see what the problem is right now, but If I get to know the problem, I will let you know. But let's just delete these things and try something else. You can add a link out suggestions also instead of anything. Uh, earliest app and provide a link here. Link out suggestions will also take only one. Mhm. Suggestion chips list are done. Media content and carousel card are something uh, different. And table card is, yes, table card is also very good. You can add a table inside it. It's also something complex. You can try that. I will not take much of your time because it's already 1 hour since I started. And let's test the link out suggestions. Okay, start.
Getting the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Good day. What can I do for you today?
Projects.
Here are some projects.
So in the link out suggestions, this is a link that you can provide. It will just go to the website that I linked to. So instead of simple suggestion chips that are linked to the intents, you are having a link out suggestion with an arrow at the side. It signifies that this is a web link instead of intent link. Okay. So similarly, if you speak on goodbye, it will close the chatbot. So this is just like default welcome intent. You are having a built-in intent that will be your end intent. The end intent is like when you want to close something, you can say goodbye or other things. I have to go, something like that. Like let's try that.
Here's the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
I have to go.
Namaste. How can I assist? Can you say that again?
I have to go.
Say that one more time.
So it's not picking up that. So let's create an end intent. End intent. Goodbye. Uh, have to go. See you soon. Okay. And to make it a end intent, uh, there must be an event. So I will tell you how to research some documentations about console this actions on Google. Events in okay. In the intents. So these are just providing let's just because when you say goodbye, it's already there, present there, built-in action that it will close. So it's an exit, cancel, stop, never mind, and goodbye. When the user says this thing, it will exit by default. So this is the intent type, cancel. Okay, action, intent, cancel. So I have added see you soon, have to go, goodbye. Save, and we try that right now. So these are all the documentations about from basics to advanced topics. All the documentation is about Google Assistant. You can go to this website, assistant, developer.google.com/assistant. You can get the docs, you can get the community support, you can get the action on Google overview, what's it about, how it's inspired, and all. So let's check the intent.
Getting the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Namaste. How can I assist?
So I will say see you soon. See you soon.
Sorry, Simar Preet's resume isn't responding right now.
Okay, so
Please try
see you
again soon.
Okay, so click on set this intent as end of conversation, and you can also provide a response to it in the Google Assistant. Add response, simple response. It will say goodbye. Okay, so I just delete that, and that was for programmatic functionality, but let's not do that. Just click on this, set this intent as end of conversation. So I think it will work better than that. Yeah, intent saved and training completed. Okay, Google Assistant. Let's just test it on smart
Getting the
display.
test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Namaste. How can I assist?
So this smart display is basically Google Nest, Google Home with the screen. So I will say see you soon.
Goodbye.
It will say goodbye and will exit. Simar resume has left the conversation. Okay, so this is how you develop an end intent, the intent that will close your conversation. You can add whatever the user can speak to end the conversation, like exit, buy, cancel, I want to leave, and you can add random responses here also, like just like I told you, if you earlier, if you add only one response, you will get the same response every time. If you add multiple responses, you can get a randomized response. User can speak any of this thing, and you will get any of this and he will get any of the response listed here. you again. Have a great day. Okay, so what we have learned is right now is how to create a new project. Then after that, that's a display name. How to invoke the intent, like whenever I invoke the intent, I will say talk to Simar Preet Singh's resume. So this is the invocation phrase. Talk to, it's by default set by Google, and if you say talk to, after that whatever you will speak, it will be invoked by the Google Assistant. Okay, after that we learned about how to create actions. I added an action in the dialog flow. We set all the things with the intents and added some training phrases, added responses. After that, you can add a theme or customization. You can color it according to your need. It's background color. If you want to edit a color, if you want to add something like blue, I am just using a random blue color. Save and click on test. Then I will
Getting the test version of Simar Preet's resume.
Hello. How can I help you?
this is a blue color that I get, that I set there in the develop option. So you can also change the text color, you can change the font family to whatever you want. You can add a background image also. Okay, so that's up to you how you want to set the editing style or whatever you want. Then account linking is not what we require. Like if you want to save the information of the user who is using your Google Assistant, your action on Google and the Google Assistant, so the account linked to his Google Assistant will be saved using this. If you uh, click on yes and everything, do you want to know? Okay, so account linking, if you enable the account linking, you will be saving the information for him. So I don't want to save, and these are the backend services. So this is how you host your database and everything if you are using a programming. So in the fulfillment section, you can enable a webhook, create like APIs in PHP, Node.js, or any backend service, and give a link here. Or if you are having auth headers, you can also enable them, and you will find everything in the documentations how to do that. So that's some advanced topic. You can connect it to the backend also, and after that you have tested your things. You can go to deploy section. In the deployment, you have to fill all these details, like description, what is uh, a short description, full description. Let's let me show you some example of that. I don't want a meaning. If I go to assistant.google.com, click on what I can do. Okay, this is thalassemia infobot that I created. So This is a full description that I provided. You can also provide a short description if you want. This is a name, this is my name, who published it, and these are the invocation methods that I provided. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so enter the description, enter the sample invocations, talk to Simar Preet's resume, enter another sample invocation, talk to if you have multiple invocations, but you cannot have multiple invocations for a simple uh, chatbot. So you just add one and it will be listed here, like talk to thalassemia infobot. These sample invocations will be listed there. You have to add some images, a large banner and a small logo. So this is a logo that I added. After that you have to add your own details, some contact details, so that if there is a problem with your assistant, then Google can contact you and tell you to fix that. Privacy and consent. So you have to add some privacy policy for your uh, assistant, and some terms of service is optional. So for the privacy policy, what you can do is you can go to my thalassemia infobot and click here, privacy policy. Yes, so this is the format for the privacy policy. Wherever I have written thalassemia infobot, you can write the name of your app, like I have named it Simar Preet's resume. So privacy policy for Simar Preet's resume application on Google Assistant. So wherever you have written wherever I have written thalassemia infobot, you can replace it with the name of your app, and wherever I have written my name, you can write your own name. So that's what the privacy policy looks like. You have to make an HTML file and host it. If you know how to host a website or something like that, or you can ask your friends for help. They can also help you. And after that, once you have done everything, there is additional information field, the category, like mine will be something like if you are adding your resume, you can set it as local because it's your personal, yeah, you can set it as local or social and communication, because you are communicating with someone. You can choose a category that suits you well. There will not be any problem. So you have just to answer some things here if it's related to alcohol and tobacco, or some testing instructions if you are having specific ones. Mm, or just leave them like that and save the things. And after that, location targeting, where you want the people to access this. By default, it's all the locations are checked, all the countries and regions. But if you want that people of Africa don't have access, cannot access your app, you can uncheck that. Or if you want that only Indians can access your app, you can check only the India. So that's what is location targeting is. And in surface capabilities, it just ask you few questions. You can answer them. About company details, if you are linked to a company, you can provide those details. Or if you are if you are developing a personal chatbot, you can add that description there. If you are a brand, you can add your verifications for, like, connect your website and other things. Then in the release section, uh, create a release. After filling all these details, there will be an option to create a release. Yeah, after that there will be action links. You can provide that also. Yeah, generate URL to deep link your action. Yeah, just leave that out. And after you create a release, it will take approximately 2 to 3 days for Google team to review your action on Google, and after that it will be live. And what you can do is, I will make you listen to my thing, what I have developed. Hey Google, talk to Thalassemia Infobot.
Here's Thalassemia Infobot.
Hey, I hope you are doing great. It is important to keep in mind that the information provided by me is not a substitute for advice from a medical professional. Please choose to ask anything about thalassemia, like what is thalassemia, what are its causes, or select from the following items.
So these are few things that I have added in my chatbot. You can ask it about anything. And earlier there was a developer program going on for this actions on Google, and it was, I took a part in it, and I got a T-shirt and Google Home for free from Google, and that was a pretty good experience. And you can also take part in different development or community programs that are going on. Currently it was 31 days Kotlin challenge, and earlier there was 30 days of Google Cloud platform. So Google generally hosts most of the challenges. Now the Flutter Day is coming. You can search on Google about the Flutter Day. You can take part in it, and it's a very good experience to take part in these kind of programs. And if you want to develop a professional program, a professional uh, actions on Google like this for your own, and you are facing some problem, you can always contact me. And links, I will uh, make this available on the computer screen for few minutes. You can note it down. So basically this WhatsApp number is not available 24 hours, and it's not my personal. And whenever I will get time, I will look at it, and I will reply. But I am very active on Twitter, LinkedIn and Instagram. You can message me anytime. So I will suggest the people from Sant Bhag Singh University. They can develop an action for their university that will provide the uh, courses details, program details that are available for the for admissions, and other details about the university, like other amenities that university having, like playground and ATM, and whatever the information is listed in the website, you can provide it in an action. And like, a user can say, hey Google, talk to SBBS University, right? So it will be very interesting feature. And I am very thankful to Jagdeep ma'am and everyone else who is behind this, and who allowed me to give a workshop like this online. And I am very thankful to Sant Baba Singh University for providing me this opportunity. And I am thankful to all the viewers who joined the live stream. And if you have any questions, you can write it in the comment section if you want to ask anything. Yep. And you want to ask anything, you can message me directly. If you want to ask about any career advice, if any student want to ask any career advice in different fields, then you can also ask me. I think that's for now. Yeah, Jagdeep ma'am is saying thank you. It was a nice session. Hope to schedule next session with you soon. Students can take benefit from this. Yeah, yeah, I will bring back some new topics next time, Jagdeep ma'am. Sure, we can have a new session. Yeah, this was my first experience also with this live session kind of thing. Yeah. If you have any questions, anyone having any question, you can ask me here. Yeah, thank you everyone. I am closing the stream now. You can view it in the future whenever you want. Goodbye.